You're watching Tiger Vision presented by Conley Buick GMC. Tiger Vision is made possible in part by Conley Buick GMC, Arctic Air Plumbing and Electrical Services, Apex, Clicking Spree, DeVito's Auto Repair and Tire Service, Drug Free Manatee, Garrett Richard, Minnesota Pools, the Manatee County Fair, North River Prevention Partners, Obie's Best Fresh Veg, the Prosperity Group, Richardson Stenton Roofing, Superior Asphalt, and WB3 Legacy of the P. Stay tuned, Tiger Vision will continue live after these messages.
Hey guys, Chris Conley here from Conley Buick GMC. Kickoff's right around the corner. Buckle your seatbelts and hold on tight. It's time for some Tiger football.
Hello, I'm Scott Whitaker with Arctic Air Services. We started our business from the ground up and grew it based on the service end of the industry. We own over 50 vehicles, which we depend on every day to make our business run smoothly. We know the value and importance of offering great production and excellent service. That's why we choose Conley Buick GMC, because they provide us with the best cars and trucks and have a service department second to none. The next time you're in the market for a vehicle, I highly recommend Conley Buick GMC, where they'll treat you like family.
Hey everybody, Ted here at Conley Subaru. And our deals are so hot, we had to bring in our local fire department just to keep things under control. Actually, while we wait for our contractor to arrive, the always community-minded Conley family has donated the use of our old facility for some specialized training. Follow the excitement on Facebook, Instagram, or at conleysubaru.com. Conley Subaru, where we really do treat you like family.
Hey guys, Chris Conley here from Conley Buick GMC. We're excited to be back for another season of Palmetto football and Tiger Vision. Good luck this year and go Tigers!
5, touchdown!
I was there like 2 hours.
Tonight from Harley Stadium, the Palmetto Tigers look to keep their hot start alive as the Largo Packers head south over the Skyway Bridge across Tampa Bay into Palmetto for this Class 6A Florida high school football matchup. It's Friday night on Tiger Vision.
You are looking live. Welcome to Tiger Vision is presented by Conley Buick GMC. We welcome you, the #1 fans in the world, our viewers, to Harley Stadium in Palmetto, located on Florida's beautiful Sun Coast. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brian Varnador, and I'm joined tonight by my broadcast partners, Ken Burton Jr., Tom Porter with the Arctic Air Sideline Report, and our statistician, Mr. Troy Bellamy. Tonight, your Palmetto Tigers square off against the Largo Packers in this important 6A matchup. I'm now going to turn it over to my broadcast partner, Mr. Ken Burton, for his thoughts. Ken?
Thank you, Brian. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Sheriff Wells. He is not going to be with us tonight. He is at a baseball tournament in Sanford, Florida, so hopefully he's tuned in and listening pulling for his Palmetto Tigers. Tonight we got the Largo Packers, Brian. They're a team we played last year, 4th or 5th game, and pretty much had our way, putting up over 360 yards with a blowout win, 44-6. That was a complete surprise because they're very athletic. They were very athletic last year with several D1 players. Everything was clicking on all cylinders. Sajel Hickson with over 140 yards rushing on just half a dozen carries or so. They ended up running the table and making the Class 6A playoffs and losing in the second round in Region 2. So this year, the Packers are off to a slow start. They are 0-2. They've lost to Pinellas Park, an old foe of ours, as well as Clearwater. So, Brian, they didn't play well against us last year. They're off to a slow start. They also had an issue getting here with the bus breaking down 5 minutes away from Harley Stadium, so they had to drop some kids off and then go back and get the linemen or whoever else, whatever, the defensive bus, bring them. We're still slated for a 7:30 kickoff. So we'll see what kind of team is going to come in here. They're going to come in ready to play, and they don't want to go 0-3.
Yeah, I would think they would come in here very angry. You know, you've had some really close game last week, I think 20-17, and really good athletes out there. And one to look for tonight is the running back number 3, T.J. Holmes. He accounts for what, about 65% of the offense, Ken?
Yes, sir. He has already carried the ball 32 times in the first 2 games, and they've only rushed the ball, according to the stats, 50 times. So, yeah, 60% of the offense.
Will be interesting. We've got a very nice field out here tonight. If you remember last week's game, it was a mushy, sloppy field, but looks very nice out here tonight. And one thing that you'll see out of this Largo Packer teams, they do a lot of heavy fronts. You'll see some 4-man, 5-man, 6-man fronts, 2 linebackers back there. So the inside running, you know, it can be tough sledding against that kind of defensive strategy. A lot of times they end up with 8 guys very close to the line of scrimmage.
Yes, we had an opportunity to look at them here just a couple hours ago, and yeah, it was almost like they were daring everybody, putting everybody up on the line. So we also have some changes in our offensive line that we were talking about before the game because of the injury. So there's a couple of them. They've moved some people around.
Captains for tonight's game for the Tigers.
So the captain for tonight's game is Juliana Chatella, number 71. And over there for the very talented Packers will be Xavier McCluster. Now there's a familiar name for anyone that's watched a little SEC football.
Yes, Dexter McCluster played it for the Packers 10, 15 years ago, and then ended up at Ole Miss. And our producer, your son Jordan, is an Ole Miss grad. My daughter is an Ole Miss grad and played in the NFL for 3 or 4 years. Yeah, and
Dexter was on campus when my son was up there at Ole Miss, and Jordan would say to me, "Dad, you just can't believe the size of this guy. He's not very big." But then, you know, you watched him, and he really could fly. Now the coin toss is about to be taken out there. There's going to be some changes. You know, when you on the offensive line of the Tigers tonight, we'll talk about that. You're going up against some heavy defensive line pressures. One thing you don't want to do is go into the game where 3 out of 5 of your offensive starters tonight are making a position change, Ken.
Yes, they're probably having to shuffle around the linemen with the injury last week. So number 77, Danny Hollis, a 6', 250 junior, will be at left tackle tonight. Where did he play?
I don't believe he was in the.
He wasn't in the mix, so he's the new starter. And then at right guard, Riley Jackson, 5'11", 265 junior, number 50.
Hey, Kenny, let me jump in real quick. I'm here with head coach Matt Brazelton. Coach, everybody knows we had a good win last week. Defensive, just a blowout on defense, you know, just playmakers everywhere. Talk about this week's practice and preparation for this Largo team.
Yeah, it was a great week of practice, great week of preparation. They present a different challenge. They got a good receiver, which we saw last week, but they're back. He's really dynamic, number 3. So we really got to do a job running to the football, wrapping up, and make sure we get that kid on the ground. I think he's the only one to score touchdowns for them, you know what I mean? So he's that type of player, and if we don't do our job, we're going to be in trouble. So we've harped on them all week, 11 hats to the football. Let's wrap up and see if we can get out here with win number 2.
So is that the plan on offense, to run the ball, to run it more like we did last week? The passing offense was a little bit, still in development last week. Is that what we're expecting to see, is a lot of run?
Coach Ty will always take what the defense gives him. He does a great job. We leave those guys alone. There's a reason they score 40 points a game. You know what I mean? Last week we were able to help them out a little bit, but it's a team effort each week. So we want to do it again in all 3 phases of the game. Hopefully we can get another win and get win number 2 for Coach Marino.
There you go. Okay, good luck in the first half, Coach. Back to you guys.
All right, Kim, pick it up where we're talking about the offensive line changes here, against a lot of high-pressure fronts, 5- and 6-man fronts, and you've had 3 changes along the line of scrimmage. The average weight on the offensive line still big for the Tigers, but went from about 283 pounds average across the line to 268 tonight.
Yes, this stuff happens each and every week. They're still trying, maybe, despite the injury, they're still trying to come up with the right combination. So they're shuffling these kids around to get them in the best spot to be successful. So we'll see how they go up against this Largo defense that plays up on the ball.
Looks like the Tigers are going back, and senior Kyle Francisco, number 18, will be kicking this one off. And back there to fill this one, I see Sajel Hickson back there along with Jaquez Hughes back there to return the kick. Get a kick out of good service with our friends at DeVito's Auto, located in Ellington.
Brian, it'll be interesting if they kick it to Jaquez Hughes, since he took the kickoff for a touchdown to start the second half.
Now the clock shows 2 minutes and 27 seconds on the clock. So there it is. It's gone to 12 here. The whistle has blown. We are ready for play. Approaches the ball. It's a squibber, and it's going to be fielded there, and it's going to be Wester. And he breaks a tackle, drives forward to the 49-yard line, Jalen Wester.
Well, to me, you never kick the ball to a Wester, because we know what his brother did. Jalen's a linebacker, but he loves being around the ball. So nice return, great field position, and they're not going to kick it to our guys tonight, it looks like, Brian.
Palmetto Tigers are going to take the field, and they've got out there number 15, which is Cleve Benson out there. He's in the backfield along with Josh Siplin. Big Zorian Gathers, number 11, over here to the far sideline. We've got 2 receivers on both sides of the formation. Balance. Fakes the handoff, throws a little hitch out there. Incomplete pass intended for Sajel Hickson. Incomplete.
Yes, good to see the Tigers starting to throw the ball, getting it to your top back and getting him in space. Just a little off with the timing there in the pitch and catch. So 2nd and 10, we'll see what Coach Ty dials up here.
So only 11 seconds tick off the clock there. So now you have 11:49 on the seconds for the Tigers, 2nd and 10. From the option to the right, and it's going to be Benson, makes a cut, and he goes for a nice gain of about 4 yards, but there's going to be a flag on the field. Probably got a holding there on the Retrell Crawford.
Yes, nice run by Benson. Would have put us in a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5. We'll see what where this takes us, Brian.
Yeah, a little change on the offense tonight. Retrell Crawford, 5'9", 150 pound, listed as a wide receiver. So it's really, he's getting some playing time tonight. So it's 2nd down and 15.
We lost our top 4 receivers last year. They're all in college now. So Coach Marino and Coach Ty are looking for some receivers to step up to fill the gap.
So the spot foul, so that breaks the 2nd and 20 correction. Now 2 receivers on both sides of the formation. Siplin with a quarterback keeper. Runs hard, but he's only going to go for about 5 yards on the play.
I still like the call because Josh is a very good runner. At 6'4", 205 pounds. He's going to put them in a long 3rd and 15 here. We'll see what they open up here. Maybe something to Hickson on a screen. Let's see what they do.
Coming across with a 4-man front, 2 linebackers, and lots of secondary coverage out here. Very difficult for passing, but we've got 3 receivers out there on the left side of the formation. 1 single over here Gathers. Siplin looks, throws it out there late, and it's caught an incomplete pass right there, so that's going to bring up a punting situation. One thing we saw in the game last week, a lot of changes in the special teams, new long snapper. What a job by number 90, DeJuan Smalley. He's a 5'11", 250-pound senior, listed as defensive lineman and long snapper. He had a fine game last week.
Yes, of course we lost our long snapper to Northeast Louisiana from last year, so somebody has to step up and did a great job for us last week.
DeJuan Smalley is going to, and we have a stoppage of play on the field. 10 minutes and 42 seconds on the clock. Illegal substitution on. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It brings up a 4th and 11, still in the punting formation.
Still, yes. So, Brian, that's when they have 12 people coming out of the huddle, something like that, yes.
Now the very dangerous number 1, Xavier McCluster, is back there. He's a sophomore, 6'1", and he is a fine returner. Smalley with a snap. And a left-footed kick out of there, and it's going to be fielded, and he takes it to the middle field, tackled there by Jalen Wester, breaks a tackle, and cleaned up there at about the 34-yard line.
Yes, good punt there. Nice coverage by the punt team. McCluster found a little bit of daylight, but they were able to get him down, and you don't like kicking the ball to a McCluster. That's dangerous, but we're going to have to do it tonight.
Ken, it looks like, is that number 15 on the roster there? I got the rosters today. We didn't get anything.
I see a 14 and a 17 for them, but I don't see a 15.
All right, so it's number 15 as the quarterback, not showing on the roster.
And didn't we
here.
see him in film, and we thought it was 11 earlier
That's
today?
That's correct.
Yeah, he's not even on the roster.
So one that is on the roster in the backfield there is T.J. Holmes, a dynamic player. It's a hot snap, and it's down at the 15-yard line, and it's going to be recovered at about the 14-yard line.
You know, Brian, earlier we're talking about our long snapper and his great play last week, and their first snap, their center snaps it right over the head, putting them way back deep in the hole, second and long. Great start. They're a heavy run team, so they're going to have to pass the ball to.
That's right. 2 games, I think they had less than 10.
Six passes over 2 games, and to get a first down, they're going to have to open the playbook here and throw the ball probably.
23 goes in. Another hot snap back there. Quarterback has problems, and then he's going to be tackled there. Number 22, which is Danny Rivera, the 6', 220-pound junior defensive end with a play.
I think Floyd Dozier hit him first, kind of after he was trying to get the ball, and the defense followed up and closed him back. So the third and 40 here, I think, is what Brian Bussell just said.
Yeah, and the
PA.
quarterback, number 15, we've had him listed here as too, is Garrett Gurney. So we got some help up here in the press box. Greatly appreciated. So Garrett Gurney has a 3rd and impossible here, coming off of the 8-yard line at this point.
Looks like he's out of the game, guys.
Oh, he's out of the game. Bunch formation, and then they're going to run to the left, and good tackle there. Coming up to force the play was Jaquez Hughes.
Right, when all you have to do is keep the ball in front of you. Yeah, that was Everett on the carry. Is that correct?
Trayson Everett, the quarterback, was handed that one off, and really good tackle there by Jaquez Hughes. Now, we're going back to return this one is Jaquez Hughes, and we've seen out of him some amazing return potential. 8 minutes and 32 seconds on the clock, stop of play.
Got you a flag here.
Sideline warning on the Tigers. That'll be the first one. The next one will be a penalty, so that's your first warning of the game. And, during the COVID virus, they've got them spread out from the 10 to the 10-yard line, and I can't imagine how hard it must be to try to keep the players off the field. And
oh, my goodness.
Palmetto jumped there.
No, that was a snap infraction, boys. He moved the ball and then stopped.
Moved the ball and stopped. Good call down there from former long snapper Tom Porter on the sideline with a view.
Of course, he never did that while he was at Palmetto.
Never. Mine always went over their head, which is a possibility here.
For a punter, that is the worst thing that could ever happen.
So you probably enjoyed that USF Notre Dame game that just happened over the weekend, last weekend.
I had to get my name in the paper somehow, and it wasn't happening for my athletic ability. So,
yeah, long snappers are never talked about unless something bad happens.
Gentlemen, 3 or 4 plays and all but one have had some issue with the snapper here. So defense has got to, punt returns got to capitalize here.
High snap, slow snap. He gets it out of there, and it's a short kick, and it's got the wrong English on it.
Away from it.
And it's going to go to the 37-yard line. Ken, you don't have to call Oski. I heard you almost slip into the
That's for an interception. I think I made the wrong call. Get away from it.
Pete, no, it's Pete.
Yes. That ball probably netted 20 yards, so the Tigers offense they're almost in the red zone here, and they need to capitalize on such a short field, capitalizing on these bad snaps. That was a softball pitch, Brian.
Sajel Hickson in the backfield now behind Siplin. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Excellent field position here. Handoff to Sajel Hickson, running hard, goes for about a 4-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, it looks like somebody bumped him on his right side. Had a nice hole there from the offensive line there. And just got tripped up, and a nice 3-yard gain to make it 2nd and 7.
Pretty decent blocking there on the left side. Kareem Ismail and Danny Hollis over there with good blocks. This time he fakes the handoff. Siplin keeps it, and he's got a lot of room, and he's down the sideline for 6. Josh Siplin, 6'4", 205-pound senior.
Yes, we saw this from him last year when he would do mop-up. Actually, he played against Largo last year and had 20 yards of rushing during the game, but he's a big kid. He looks like a pro pocket quarterback back there with his frame, but he is not afraid to take it up and run. Nice, easy score for the Tigers, 7:30 in the first quarter.
Love to see him holding on the extra points and the field goals, because he's always a threat to pick that up and run. So now that very important snap, good hold by Siplin. The kick is up and good. So Alexis Ramirez, this would be his 14th day of football in his life, puts that one through.
Yes, Robbie just takes him and, hey, you give you a week, we'll have you ready to go, which is a very difficult thing to do. And he's been pretty good so far, off to a great start.
Tom, what's the atmosphere feeling like down there on that Arctic Air sideline?
Oh, it's great. It's not quite as cold as I'd like it to be, considering it's the Arctic Air sideline report, but we're getting there. I was just noticing a young Siplin there running, reminded me a little bit of Shelton Bruton back in the day, if you guys remember Shelton.
Yes.
Great athlete, very slim build like that. You wouldn't recognize him today. He looks like a middle linebacker. He's a big boy now. But back in the day, he was just like that, shifty and not a lot of wasted movement. And, that was great to see Siplin.
I think he's a Lamar Jackson. Troy, what you got for us?
And they are watching, the Brutons are watching at home on Tiger Vision.
Oh, all right.
His wonderful wife, Erica, at Lincoln.
Oh, nice.
All right,
Small
good
world.
return here, and they're in the middle of the field. Good play involved in the play, number 7, Tariq Wagner. And, of course, let me see, number 24 there, and that is Jaden Dunbar. Making a fine play.
And with this season the way it is, I'm sure special teams is going to play in for some of these kids to get playing time on the offense and defense by how they perform on the special teams.
So with the bonus of a beautiful sunset here on beautiful Florida's west coast, the Packers now take this one. They're going to go with a little bit of a sledge formation, run the ball to the right, had a hole, and close very quickly. That had to be Jalen Wester and company. But Holmes,
23.
That one looked like it was going to go for 7 or 8 yards. Good blocking of that sledge formation, but goes for only, let's call it 2 yards.
Yes, number 23, Kobe Alvarez came up also from his defensive back position to help Jalen with the tackle on that.
Guys, I'm not sure if you saw that or not, but Jordan Renard took his player, 65, about 5 yards into the backfield immediately on that play. That's going to be a good matchup for us all night.
That's an amazing sophomore, Jordan Renard, in the middle of the defensive line. Now we have some movement along the line that we have a stoppage of play.
Yeah, Brian and Tom, they seem to be struggling not only with the snap count, but with the line jumping. Maybe our defensive line, they're maybe intimidated a little bit.
Yeah, if I had Jordan Renard, I'd be snapping it high too.
Well, yeah, that's what made me think of it, Tom. When you got those two big defensive linemen. That would be pretty intimidating.
Yeah, Jordan Renard, Ormsby over there, and Floyd Dozier Jr. Very intimidating front there for the Palmetto Tigers. Rolls to his left, gets outside, throws back across the field, and that good position there. Incomplete pass. And, that one looked like it was going to be an interception, a completion, and went by just a harmless play, but it brings up a 3rd and 14.
Yes, good call, Brian. Anytime you're running one way and going the other, as we see the replay here, going one way and throwing the other is an interception.
Generally not good, but
yes.
Worked out in just an incomplete pass. So with 3rd and 4th, so we got a water break. During this water break, I want to talk about one of our great new sponsors, Prosperity Group Advisors, LLC. Let Greg, Ellie, show you how to create a pension-like income where you can earn a reasonable rate of return without the risk of the Wall Street casino. Greg can also show you how to retire with a 5-year retirement plan with tax-free income. Call 1-800-440-0434 or go to mymoneyissafe.com. And I pulled it up on the internet today, did a little Google search, mymoneyissafe.com. And great guy, great site there, and a wonderful new sponsor for your Palmetto Tigers.
I love the URL. mymoneyissafe.com. True, really?
Beautiful.
Love it.
6:15 on the clock here in the first quarter. 3rd and 13 for the Packers. Looks down the field, throws an out there. Very wide open receiver, turns it up. He's going to be just short of the first down, very close to the mark. And that was a nice looking tight end type. Number 5, Connor Gurney out there with a nice route.
Guys, you aren't going to believe this, but I watched number 5 in pregame, and he dropped every single pass that was thrown to him. I'm not even joking. Every single pass that was thrown to him, he dropped in pregame.
So he did pick up the first down. Great report there from our Arctic Air sideline reporter, Tom Porter. 5:52 on the clock. And really, the Packers really needed that first down of the game. Palmetto Tigers now with a 4-man defensive line, and you've got Jalen Wester out there playing kind of a strong safety look out there to the side. They send a man in motion, and they run the ball behind that. Really good play by
body slam.
Floyd Dozier Jr. That was Jordan Rue.
Jordan, yeah.
Holy cow, that looked like a MMA move out there. Incredible tackle.
Yes, absolutely. He just picked him up and just basically body slammed him here. Right there, just picked him up. You're down, no more.
That is the 6'4", 255-pound sophomore. Handoff, and he's going to take this one to the outside, and really Jalen Wester makes the play, but great job there turning that one in. Defensive did a great job with their assignments.
Right, and with a great back like this, Brian Holmes, you have to keep him contained. Is that Cross running?
Cross is the quarterback.
Cross is the quarterback now, and but good job, Wester, and those on the far side there containing, playing their assignments and keeping him pinned up so they have help on the back end.
Out here wide is Daquan Williams out here, and he's going to be covered there by Alvarez out there at the 40-yard line.
Big play, 3rd down.
Low snap, fakes it, and he's going to run with it. And he is going to be tackled, but a nice gain on the play. It's going to be about 3 yards short.
Yes, nice run by the sophomore quarterback. He's 5'8", 152, and that play was going nowhere on the bad snap there, and then he just makes the best of it using his athletic. Nobody there. And making the best of it using his blocks, but he's just going to be a little bit short. Brian, I want to put up here what we have this YouTube feature here. There it is. Shelton Bruton.
Oh, Shelton Bruton, number 11. Old Shelton Bruton, number 11. Oh, another low snap. He goes down there, and this time unable to recover, so that's going to be a turnover on downs, and Palmetto Tiger defense with a nice stop.
Yes, Jordan Renard is wreaking havoc along with Floyd and the whole defensive line there, and the center is having a hard time with the exchange. It's been since the beginning of the game, and that was a big gamble to go for that on fourth down, giving the Tigers a short field on the 42-yard line.
You almost have to make a choice. What they're doing, the Tigers are lining up that in that A gap, and the center has to snap that ball with his right hand, get it back to the quarterback, come up quickly to make the block. So if he's concentrating on the block, it's going to mess you up with the snap, and if you're concentrating on the snap, you're not going to get out there and block.
Yes, sir.
So the defensive
You're so
line,
right. He has not seen the speed that our defense has.
Oh, nice route there. Coming back to the ball, doing a good play of knocking. That was Quay Smith. Really, number 21 was in great. DeAndre's Paul in great position, but good play for Quay Smith to break that one up.
Yes, he had to. Sipling threw a nice ball down there. He just needed to lead him a little bit more. That will come. We'll see a touchdown at some point on that same play. They'll set it up, but. Just give him a little bit to run, let him run under it. Great job by our wide receiver playing defense.
And we've seen over the years the Pinellas DBs are generally very good.
Yes.
Nice cut there, and goes for about a 4-yard gain. Does Cleve Benson, the 5'8", 185-pound junior.
Yes, a transfer student. Going to make this a nice, manageable 3rd and 7. It says 3rd and 6 on Tiger Vision. I'll go with that.
Yeah, they spotted him down a little shorter than that, but Siplin looks things over. 2:45 on the clock. Hands the ball off again. Nice cut, and he goes very close, but he's going to be right at the first down marker.
Cleve, it looked like a jet sweep to the right. Didn't see what he liked, and then cut up the middle and built low to the ground, and going to make it close here. Let's watch it again in slow motion.
Yeah, he's got powerful thighs. He looks like an Earl Campbell from big thighs.
Yeah, actually, one of the defensive players was holding on to him and had to let go. He couldn't hang on to him. So see what they dial up here, Brian. 4th and 1.
Lots of things here. They got the big jumbo pack out there. Jordan Renault, Floyd Dozier Jr. I'd go run heavy here, and they're running in that big front, and it's going to be Sajel Hickson. Makes 1 or 2 miss. Big first down on the play.
Yeah, great call by Coach Ty, our offensive coordinator. Getting that jumbo with those 2 large defensive linemen. Quick break to the right, and he's off to the races.
Taking a peek here over at Troy Bellamy's spreadsheet, a gain of 20 on the play. Hand off middle of the field, really good position there. Fine tackle there by number 15, and not 15, not on my roster. So,
yes, that's a mystery player.
Yep, Gurney on the play. Yep.
There's 2 of them on there. There's a Garrett and a Connor.
So second.
They might be twins.
2nd and 9
juniors.
Here. Sajel Hickson's in the backfield now. Palmetto going with one big receiver over here on the right, and that is Zakedri Rutledge by himself. 3 receivers out there on the left. Fakes it, throws a little bubble screen out there. Really good move there. Good block out there, and that's going to be right at the mark once again.
Like the call, Brian, using the bubble screen and getting it into your athlete's hand. Just fake. Very safe play to run. Get it to your athletes and and good blocking there up front there by number 11 Zorian Gathers. to make it a 3rd and short.
Didn't get a very good spot there on that one, so
No,
it brings
didn't.
up about a 3rd and a long 2 on the play. 30 seconds on the clock. Palmetto Tigers in no rush here with a 7-0 lead. Sajel Hickson in the backfield. 4 receiver set, 3 a trio out here to the right. Low snap, and picked up there by Siplin, so that'll bring up a 4th and about, we'll call it 4.
Yeah, Siplin, the snap destroyed the play. It looks like it was going to be another handoff to Hickson as the quarter ends, and we'll pick it back up after the commercial.
All right, looks like we're going to run the.
Hey guys, Brian Moore here with 662 Customs. Super excited to show you this truck we just finished today. This is our new 2020 2500 AT4. We did the paint to match grill and grill surround. We did the paint to match emblems, paint to match hooks around with the red hooks. Follow me around here. We did the paint to match fender flares and amber lights. Moving down, we did the 4-play FP70s wrapped in Toyo Open Country MTs on 35. We did the zone 5-inch lift. We also blacked out all the emblems and the AT4 badging around. We put AMP Research retractable steps on it. This thing is bad. We also did this 2020 2500 AT4 Pacific Blue. We did the paint to match emblems with the red surrounds to match the red hooks. We also vinyled the fender flares to give it that sleek look, and also wrapped this one in Toyo Open Country MT 35s. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook and check out 662customs.com.
Lining up for a 30-yard field goal. You've seen some changes along the field goal protection team. You've got Big Floyd Dozier Jr. out there. Ramirez awaits. Get a kick out of good service from our friends at DeVito's Auto. Good snap. Good hold. Kick is up very high, and it is good. So great snap there by DeJuan Smalley. The hold by Siplin and kick by Alexis Ramirez, the 6'2", 185-pound senior.
Yes, perfectly executed. Looked like he got a little under the ball, but you know, I'm glad they didn't paint the goalpost. They might not have made it, but we'll take the 3 points. He made the field goal. That's all that counts.
I'll tell you guys, he was struggling in the pregame from about 30, 35, right about where he was there. He struggled. He missed 3 or 4 in a row before he did hit one, but it barely went over. That one definitely had a lot more leg into it.
Yeah, real good lift there from Tom Porter, our Arctic Air sideline reporter. 11:55. Palmetto Tigers lead this one 10-0.
And this is his second game. We've talked about that. He's probably thinking about it a little bit more, but all we're talking about is setting his foot up an inch or two to the right or left, and he'll be fine.
So we have to return this one Xavion McCluster and number 21, DeAndres Paul. The kick is high, and it is driving. Nice kick by the new kicker. Go down to the 2-yard line. He's at the 20, and big hit there by the Tigers. So as they come off the field, and that was number 30, Mikkel Gibson.
A 9th grade linebacker. You know, if you're in 9th grade and you're playing on Palmetto's varsity, you got to be a good player, and we just saw that. Also, I believe it was number 34, Rockland Lodge, also a 9th grader on the stop. Like the kick, sooner or later there's going to go in the end zone, and that'll take that element out of the game for our opponent's key players.
First and 10 for the Packers. Looks over the field, throws it out there, and a really nice route. First down on the completion. The number 7 out there is Marcus McCluster, a freshman wide receiver.
Yeah, one of 2 McClusters on the Largo roster, and we talked earlier about an older one that played in the NFL and played at Ole Miss. And very gifted wide receiver. So they've got good genes.
11:33 on the clock. Old Chance Zipper is out here covering the slot receiver. He looks down the field, throws a nice pass out there, blown coverage, and stops, make a great cut. And that's McCluster doing some magic out there, but he's going to be tackled at the 40-yard line, and that's going to be Xavier McCluster, number 1, showing that elusive speed and moves.
Yes, I like quarterbacks looking very comfortable back in the pocket. They're not getting worried or feeling like they got to try to catch up here real quick. He's very calm and collective. He's using his 2 gifted McCluster wide receivers and has thrown 2 nice passes here, Brian.
Yeah, so Jazian Cross, the 5'8", 152-pound quarterback, now he comes up to the line of scrimmage, and he's got big number T.J. Holmes, number 3, and runs into the middle of the line, goes for about a 2-yard gain.
Looked like number 10, Ruben Stamp, a senior linebacker, coming in to make the stop there for the Tigers.
Great name for linebacker, Ruben Stamp, because he will put the stamp on you.
He will, yes. That is a great name for a linebacker,
had a
for sure.
Big hits in the game last week. Number 10 out there. Another number change this year. He's 5'11", 190 pounds, but plays bigger than that.
Built like a linebacker.
2nd and 9. Cross takes this one out of the shotgun, hands it off to that big bat. Heavy sledding there. A host of Tigers out there. And number 32 for the Tigers, and that's going to be Gabe McDuffie out there.
12th grade defensive end. I applaud the Packers trying to run up against our defensive line. They've seemed to get the snap down, so they're trying to get their running game going. The pass has made that available, but not too much of a great start here with a 3rd and 6.
Really a big receiver out here. We've got a 6'3" corner out there, and that's got to be a 6'4" receiver out there. He's looking toward that boundary out there. Now he steps it up, and there's Floyd Dozier Jr. Initially breaking him down. Then number 17 is Cedric Augustin, 5'11", 220-pound linebacker.
Let's watch Floyd Dozier here, right here. He's going after him. Sets that play up, and they finish him off.
But once he turned him inside, there was nothing but bad news waiting.
Yes.
They are double teaming Floyd and Renard at the same time. So somebody's going to make some plays here. One of these linebackers is going to step up and make some sacks.
Jaquez Hughes goes back there to return this punt. Punter awaits the snap, and he's right at the 45-yard line. Nice snap this time. Stoppage of play.
Again, they've struggled punting tonight.
Now that's encroachment on the Tigers. Looks like a 5-yard penalty.
Because of the sack, it's still going to be 4th and 8, 4th and 9. So they're still going to have to punt. Punter's going to be standing right about midfield. So a great opportunity for a return here.
Generally with Jaquez Hughes back there, if the ball's past the 10, you let it go by. But with Jaquez Hughes, I'd give him the green light and let him catch it on the 2-yard line. He is that dangerous of a returner.
Brian, I got to tell you, that punter's only standing about 10 yards back from the line, similar to last week with the quarterback running and doing the little kick punts. And, of course, 21 had 2 tips last week, 1 tip, 1 block, and definitely can see that happening again this game.
Yeah, 10 yards. I'm sure Robbie Stevenson's going to pick up on that, and they may make some adjustments later in the game for just such a moment here. I'm sorry the ball died. I wanted to see Hughes with a nice punt return, but didn't have the opportunity, Brian.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. Siplin awaits. Sajel Hickson in the backfield. Siplin keeps it. He's got the edge. Gets a nice block out there. Turns it to the inside, and he goes for the big 1st down. You know what?
he is a dynamic runner.
He is a thoroughbred. You know, you can look at some horses. He's not a Clydesdale. I mean, he is a thoroughbred.
And he added 15 to 20 pounds of muscle. I didn't recognize him when I saw him out on the practice field last week. We already knew he could run. He's and that's going to make a difference when they have to prepare against us, the opponents, when they see this on film.
Dude, isn't your mom here? Bro, don't worry about her, man. She's cool. It's Dakota's mom.
I don't even want to know what they're doing downstairs. All I know is they're here and they're safe.
You guys, it's the cops!
Did you know hosting a party with underage drinkers is a crime? You could face a $1,000 fine and up to a year in jail. Get the facts at drugfreemanatee.org.
.8:30 on the clock. 1st and 10. Great run by Siplin on the last play. He's got Sajel Hickson in the backfield. This time he hands it to Sajel Hickson. Unable to break through that time, and he's going to be tackled just for about a yard loss on the play.
Okay, Brian, I'm going to put Anthony Marino up on the screen since he desired it.
Anthony Marino with the technology.
How do we get on the screen? You just did it, sir.
Siplin tries to draw him off, but unable to. Hickson in the backfield. And Siplin looks, throws the option out there to Sajel Hickson, and he runs a nice hit over there, but a nice gain on the play to the 40-yard line. So that should bring up about a 3rd and 6. We'll say 3rd and 7.
Yeah, five-yard pickup on that. Not a lot of running room, but enough to make it 3rd and medium here. See what they come up with here to try to get this first down.
Checking in the game is number 88, Jamarian Simmons, the 5'11", 170-pound junior wide receiver for the Tigers, along with Zakidri Russell out here on the boundary. Siplin waits. Looks, throws out there. Nice route, incomplete pass. It was going to be right at the line of scrimmage. That brings up a 4th and long punting situation.
Yes, that was unfortunate that they were able to connect up. Sipling had a good read, a good pass. They just could not make the catch. It would have been good enough to move the chains or close. So we're going to have to kick it back to the Packers.
So Xavier McCluster goes back there to receive this one. And you have Jaquez Hughes back there to punt this one away, the left-footed punter. Number 90, DeJuan Smalley, the 5'11", 250-pound senior defensive lineman long snapper. Now that's the traditional depth on the punt there. 13 yards.
14 yards,
set
yes,
up
sir.
perfectly. Nice snap. Gets the kickoff. It is a knuckleball. Very hard to field that one. And it trickles down to the 26-yard line. Good kick.
Yes, Jaquez Hughes are probably one of the best athletes on the field, so they put him back there, and that left foot spin makes it makes that returner think about it. And when he's kicking knuckleballs, you just want to stay away with it. They net 0 yards return, so great flip in the field there by Green.
Yeah, that reminded me, that ball, you could see the laces just, there was no rotation on the ball.
Did it say Rawlings on it? I couldn't see who actually manufactured the football.
Made flashbacks of old James Stinton, the old knuckleball softball pitcher that we had around this county.
You could read when he's pitching to you, that softball, you could read it.
Here we go, 7:04 on the clock. Oh, the low snap, and there it is, and that's going to be recovered there by the Tigers. Hustling back there. Number 17 is Cedric Augustin, 5'11", 220-pound linebacker.
Johnny on the spot. It's a battle for the ball, and the big guy generally wins those things, Brian.
So, we've seen a lot of shaky snaps here in tonight's, and the field seems to be in excellent condition out there.
Yes, and their last series where they had a little bit of luck, it seemed like they had it worked out, and then now they're back to struggling with the exchange again. So Tigers have another great opportunity here. Turnover, let's make some points and make this a +7 on this.
Siplin looks, running to the right. Boy, is he smooth. And then he gets tangled up with his own lineman there, goes to no gain on the play.
Yeah, Sipling trying to he had to get around the big defensive end, and then ran into his own guy and couldn't keep his balance. Short, a little bit of a loss there.
Elzavian Houston over here in the slot. Yeah, it goes for about a 2-yard loss on the play. Palmetto looking over the defense, changing things up. Sajel Hickson in the backfield. Siplin, option. Sajel, Hickson. And nice tackle out there. Really nice job out there by number 1, Xavier McCluster, out there playing a little DB.
Yes, he's listed as a free safety, but playing DB there, and he made that play. It looked like it was going to be Sagel Hickson with a nice gain, possibly a first down, and looks like we're going to be dealing with a 3rd and long here for the Tigers in field goal range. So see what happens.
3rd and 9. In the backfield back there, Cleve Benson. 3 receivers on the right. And this time he takes it, throws it out there, wide open receiver for 6. And that's going to be Alzavian Houston, the 5'10", 160-pound wide receiver.
And, of course, we remember watching his brother playing a ferocious linebacker. Nice pitch and catch, just a simple slant to the outside, pitch and catch, touchdown.
23-yard completion on that one.
And we talked about our offensive line with the changes. They're looking pretty good tonight.
And here is the snap by Smalley, the hold, the kick, and it's a line drive, and it is no good. So the Palmetto Tigers lead with 5:32 here in the second quarter, 16-0. I wanted to get I've got Troy set up with the headsets, the microphone, and then, this is a lot of work over here.
He can multitask.
I can handle it, guys. It's fun. That's what it is. Watching these guys play. The offense is starting to crank up a little bit. Josh with a really, really nice pass for a touchdown, his first touchdown pass of the season. Hey, we're just getting started.
Hey, Tom, how's we talked about the offensive line. How are they looking?
Well, they're doing okay. Every couple of plays, you see a guard blown back into the backfield, which is never a good sign. More importantly, I think, on that last play, Sagel Hickson trying to get around the side, not getting very good blocking from his receivers. We were spoiled last year with that set of receivers we had. It's a skill that you really have to develop. It's not natural to everybody. And these receivers are really going to have to start picking up their weight when it comes to blocking for this running back.
Okay, as I watch, thank you for that Arctic Air report. I'm watching Robbie Stevenson walk toward the side, our former Florida Gator. Well, here's your trivia question, Tiger Vision trivia. What former Largo Packer wide receiver started Ole Miss and returned a punt 94 yards for a TD as a Kansas City Chief in his first NFL game in 2010? Get a kick out of a good service with our friends at DeVito's Auto. Ramirez, high kick, middle of the field. It's going to be fielded there at the 10. And really nice play there initially. And that's going to be Zipper, I believe. Let's see.
45.
Chance Zipper had 2 interceptions in the game last week.
Great job on the special teams. Maybe we got an instant replay there. If not, that's all right, too.
So now the Packers, struggling here to put points on the board, and, really have looked pretty good against a stingy Palmetto Tiger defense, but are trailing 0 on the board, and Palmetto Tigers with that 16-0 lead. Checking off the field late is Michael Gibson for the Tigers. And we are set for play. It's a running play to the left and all over that one. And that's going to be 23, Kobe Alvarez, the defensive back, 5'10", 145 pounds, just coming across the line.
Yeah, great job. Our defensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage. They're still trying to get their running game going with their scat back, T.J. Holmes, and they're having a tough time running up the middle.
2nd and 10. Nice looking receiver over here. Hard to see the numbers over there. I believe it's number 28. Tashawn Garcia over there. Now they roll. We got 3 covering 2 momentarily, but they move things over. Oh, nice little rip move there. And quarterback takes this one, steps up a lot of space here, takes a big hit. He's going to be just short of the first down. But if you wanted to look at a classic rip move there. Cedric Augustin, look at the DN on the left side. Look at that rip.
Right there. That's what he's talking about.
To get there. But really good play. Quarterback and then, numbers, but he did get the first down.
He did, and that was a textbook. That's how you do it right there,
yeah.
Rip move.
Les L.J. Hewitt over here, cornerback in coverage. Palmetto Tigers change things up. Now they run right there. Ball's on the ground, but there's going to be motion. That would have been a turnover for Largo, but there was movement. We had somebody going toward the line of scrimmage here prior to the play. What we had
two
there,
of the
receiver,
Tigers hit each other.
One of the receivers on the end, L.J. Hewitt, baited him into coming off line early by showing press and then bailing in his technique.
Look, they're 0-2. They've had some decent opponents, but I don't know if they have seen the speed that our defense brings. We have some pretty big guys, very athletic, but they're also very quick.
This thing is turning into a program, too, because Hewitt just got an offer from FAU this week. So, he's a big corner.
Yeah, he is 6'3". Man, exchange in the backfield, shaky. Nice play there to come out with about a 6-yard gain, and that is going to be Xavier McCluster. And, that's one of those, like when you're picking up a ball on a muffed punt, everything freezes sometimes, and sometimes you'll eke out of there with a big play, and that's what you saw happen.
Absolutely, Brian. It's just one of those fluke things, and so it puts them in it's like a second and mid to see what they do here.
Yeah, it looks like second and a long 6 or 7. Yeah. So look at this. See if LJ jumps this route over here and moves back in motion over there to the left. Now he looks. He's looking for the ball and throws it. There's picked off, and that's going to be Jalen Wester. He's at 40, 35, still going, and he's all the way down to the 20, 10, 5. Baby Jalen for 6.
Touchdown Tigers.
Let's watch this again. Quarterback's eyeballing. Jalen's just picking him up, just reading him.
Looking.
Telegraphing the throw. I don't know if it got blocked or what, but
big brother LeJonte is probably doing game prep tonight, but if he's peeking in, baby brother wants to say, I got some wheels too, so he takes it for a nice 50-yard return on the play.
50-yard return.
44.
He has put on some muscle too. I mean, he's baby brother, but he's baby big brother to LeJonte now. LeJonte watching now from Florida Atlantic University.
With a high snap, great play by Siplin, and Ramirez drives that one through. So your Palmetto Tigers with a lead here, 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, 24-0.
Yeah, they're playing right into the Tigers' game plan. To stop the Packers, you've got to stop Holmes, and they're down 23-0, and it's late here in the first half. They're going to have to start throwing the ball, and that's just what they're not used to. We'll see what they do here in the waning moments of the second quarter to try to get back in this game. But our defense has just been lights out tonight, and it has started with the line, and linebackers and the corners have all stepped up and played well.
You can't come into the Tiger then one-dimensional. You're going to be in big trouble.
And that's what we've seen. And Ramirez approaches this one. Get a kick out of good service with our friends at DeVito's Auto, located in Ellington. Nice kick, pins him over there to the 10-yard line. Oh, big hit, number 7 there. Tariq Wagner just sold out. And that was a big collision on the play, so our thoughts are out there with Tariq. But really a return number 7 there, Marcus McCluster, looked like he had a clear lane, and it closed quickly.
Yeah, that was a violent hit. McCluster dodged a bullet, because if he had to taken the brunt of that, he would be the one down right now. Let's hope Wagner's okay.
A little bit of friendly fire there. That was 45-7, just absolutely smashing
Zipper.
into each other at full speed.
Yes, sir.
Chance Zipperer, 6 foot, 185-pounder that had a collision there. As Tom said, friendly fire on the play.
Probably got the breath knocked out of him. The linebacker's going to win that one, though. It was violent. That was a violent hit.
I tell you, know what? At 5'10", 155 pounds, that is bringing it.
That's
sure fearless. To come to hit a returner with a head of steam like that. Impressive play by Tariq Wagner.
Yeah,
Wagoner.
Like I said, McCluster dodged the bullet if he had to have taken the hit there.
Packers go with the power play, and really good play initially there. Ormsby over there, and TJ Holmes looked like that was going to be a big hole, but as we've seen out of Ormsby in the past, he has great speed out of that defensive line position.
Yes, he is a ferocious hitter, strong defensive linebacker. I think you said last week with linebacker speed, and that's spot on. He's an animal out there. It's going to be hard to get around him coming on the defensive end.
So Garrett Gurney back there to quarterback number 15 for the Packers. Moves his slot back over to the left, see if they go power. But they look for it, and it's a hitch and go route, wide open receiver at the 40, and he's going to be tackled at the 43. Really nice play, Ken.
Yes, they're still fighting here, trying to stay in this game. Nice pitching catch. The defense is kind of staying a little relaxed in the secondary with that 23-0 lead, just keeping everything in front of them.
Oh, man, look at that rush. Goodness, maybe have a holding. Knee was down back there in the backfield. And the whistle finally blows here, but flags in the backfield. Probably going to be a holding play.
Yes, they're struggling, trying to block our defensive line, and they've got their throwing quarterback in there, obviously, to try to get them back in the game. And he doesn't look as nimble as the other quarterback, so he's running for his life, and they're holding. And so they're going to mark it off here, and it's going to put them farther back.
I'll tell you what, guys, there is a lot of popping going on in this field. The intensity of the hitting, special teams, and just defense in general has just really stepped up this quarter. Many Palmetto fans remember Craig Sumter from back in the day. What a beast he was, just knocking people out, laying people out. We're seeing that type of hitting going on right now.
Minute and 34 seconds on the clock, and quarterback Garrett Gurney is back there. Two receivers on both sides of the formation. They're going to go balanced here. And Gurney needs a little more protection there in the backfield. So number 5 back there, Connor Gurney, throws it out there. Boy, and they were trying to throw a little bubble out there. He breaks a tackle and goes for about a miraculous 3-yard gain.
Yeah, they were lucky. That was not a pick six. I didn't pick up. We'll pick up here on the replay, Brian. I don't see who this is, but right there, he could have picked that off. He was going after the tackle.
Yeah,
but they're not holding back. They're going after the ball here.
Cornell Hubbard, the 5'7" junior wide receiver, made a life-saving move on that one.
Yes, he did.
I mean, showed great feet back there. 50 seconds on the clock. Three receivers on this side. They throw the little bubble screen out there looking for a block, and nothing there. And shakes a tackle or two. There's going to be a face mask on the play, so that's not an automatic first down here in high school football. But it will bring up a second, and it'll be 15 yards. But that's not an automatic here in high school. I don't believe.
Yes, they were about 30 yards away. So probably one of their biggest gains all night. It'll keep them alive in this half as the half is waning down, and make jumpstart them here. They just need a spark, and they're trying everything here.
Coaches are trying to get the refs to call some holding, but when you're up 23-0, they're not real quick on those holding calls for you.
You're right, Tom.
How about number 4? That guy's like right out of Madden. He is flipping and running around and just elusive as can be, man. He is slippery as snot.
Yeah, that's Cornell Hubbard, the 5'7" junior.
Yeah, that is a very accurate description, Tom. Yeah, right out of the Madden game. It's got that rating of 100 on Jukes or whatever. Oh, wow.
Okay, so
catch up on the game here.
What we had there on that play, we had to have the personal foul face mask, 15 yards, and tacking onto that was a dead ball personal foul against the target. So that brings up third. So that'll be a first down here.
Yes, yeah.
They've got 2 on the mark, but that'll bring up a first down.
Now they're moving the chains. Yes, you were ahead of them.
I didn't see the dead ball.
I didn't either.
After the play was stopped, personal foul, but you could see the face mask.
We saw the face mask and missed the second call.
Now they're in the striking distance there. Quarterback, oh my goodness, play. He kept it, and he's going down the sideline. Great fake on the play, and he goes for the first down. So, you saw Floyd Dozier Jr. on his assignment on the back, did a great job, but the quarterback kept it. And you wouldn't think this would be the running quarterback. He's a thrower, but he made a fine run. Good fake.
Yes, they're capitalizing on the penalty. Jalen is down, making on the stop.
So with 16 seconds on the clock, ball's on the 35-yard line. Tom, what you got down there? You got a look?
Yeah, that's Jalen. He looks like he's okay grabbing his left knee a little bit, but he's moving okay. Probably just bent it back a little bit the wrong way. You kind of hyperextend that thing a little bit, and it scares you more than anything. So that's what it's looking like.
There he goes. Always good to see Jalen Wester. Huge defensive player here for the Palmetto Tigers. 16 seconds on the clock. Palmetto Tigers lead this one 23-0. Tom, one thing that I think I'm impressed with tonight, you said the hitting intensity has gone up so much. I think it's really because of the dry field. They're closing the gaps faster. Last week it was so sloppy, but they're closing those 15, 7-yard gaps. It's the pace of the game this evening is incredible.
Yeah, the acceleration is definitely greater than it was last week. You really start to showcase the speed that Palmetto has, and some of these kids are just absolute monsters. I mean, you see them and they look like 15, 16-year-old kids. You get a little closer and they are ripped and in shape, and for Largo as well. The kid who's been playing quarterback, number 15, the last series or two here, he looks like Tim Tebow. I mean, these kids are really specimens, and you mix that muscle tone with some speed in a dry field, and some crazy things can happen.
Tom, who defined the definition of inertia?
Speed times mass equals, I don't know, I failed science.
Hey, that was pretty close.
Pretty close.
I was farther than me.
A nice-looking toss out here to the boundary. It goes for a completion. It's going to be short of the first down. He did not get out of bounds. Clock continues to wind. 7 on the clock. 6.
No, they got a timeout.
And they did get the timeout.
Yeah, and that was the unfortunate thing. Like you said, a great pitch and catch. Receiver did not get out of bounds, so I think they have plenty of timeouts, but they had to call one there to get the clock stopped, or we'd be at halftime right now.
Yeah, and he did pick up the first down. It was right at the mark. He was coming back a little bit toward the ball. So 6 seconds on the clock. Interesting call here. So the ball will be spotted at the 24-yard line.
I think the defense here obviously is to keep them out of the end zone. No penalties, no pass interference to make it even closer, to give them another shot. Probably just one more play left here in the half, unless they try something real quick or an incomplete pass. We'll just have to wait and see how this plays out.
Yeah, don't know that they've got a 44-yard field goal in the bag, 41-yard field goal in the bag here, Ken.
No, they're going to have to get a little closer. Just watching him in the pregame, we'll see, but it'd have to get definitely closer.
Garrett Gurney, number 15, is out there, and he's going to have 2 receivers out wide to his left, one single two receivers out, so balance, two receivers on both sides of the formation. Good snap. Looks.
Rush.
Oh, and throws down the middle late, and it's going to be picked off. And that's going to be Wester looking for a block. And he's going to very wisely just take the lead there.
Kobe Alvarez.
Kobe Alvarez.
Yes, and we've called his name several times tonight.
And he's nice.
And
so at halftime break here, the Tigers lead this one 23-0, ending with Kobe Alvarez interception.
That's what you have to watch out for when you know they have to score. Your free safety and your defensive backs can just sit back there in their zone and look for the Oski, and got it, and ended the half on a good note.
I got to tell you guys, that's Kobe's the son of Victor Alvarez, a local Palmetto guy. I've watched that kid grow up in football on Facebook, which is a thing apparently now. So him getting the interception and running back was great, and then when they went to celebrate, he went down. So, I mean, the celebration out here is starting to pop too.
All right, we're going to turn it over now to Troy Bellamy with some halftime statistics. Troy.
Well, it's again another pedestrian first half for both offenses. We'll start with the visiting Largo Packers. They started out with quarterback number 15, Garrett Gurney, but he seemed to have some trouble taking the snaps. And the first three snaps he saw, he fumbled. So they replaced him with the backup quarterback, who is Jazion Cross. And in the first half, he was able to complete some passes early. He completed 3 out of 5 passes for 43 yards. And then he threw an interception and he had a fumbled snap. So they replaced him and Gurney came back in. So obviously Gurney must be the passing quarterback on the team. And he was 3 for 4 for 33 yards and had a couple of nice quarterback runs. But he had the big interception, Jalen Wester, that he threw to Jalen Wester. And Jalen Wester returned it for 6 to add to the Palmetto point total. Palmetto, conversely, and again, let's stick with Largo. The much ballyhooed running offense that they had with the T.J. Holmes having been a real big threat. Having watched him on film and everything, he has been held in check here in the first half. Largo only has a total of 6 rushing yards on the evening so far. So the Palmetto defense has been well scouted and well prepared for this guy, because if you don't tackle him, he's going to go for 6. And for our defense to hold him to 6 rushing yards in the first half is awesome. They have a total of 82 total yards of offense. Now, for our Tigers, Josh Siplin was 2 for 6. Not a very big passing night completion-wise, but he did have a big touchdown strike into the corner of the end zone in the first half. So he's 2 for 6 for a total of 30 yards and a touchdown. But he's done more damage on the ground, showing his athleticism, showing his versatility, being able to tuck the ball down and run, as they say, looking almost like a retro Shelton Bruton, running the ball out of the backfield as a quarterback. He had 46 yards in rushing in the first half, and Sajal Hickson also had 30 yards carrying the ball, both on 5 carries apiece. Cleve Benson and Jamil Williams also got an opportunity to touch the ball. So you see, we still haven't started with the explosiveness that our offense we know is capable of, and obviously teams are scouting us to keep the offense off the field, but the offense has to still click. We're still, very, very new, a lot of new numbers, a lot of new faces, new quarterback, a lot of changes and adjustments that have to be made. The offensive line, we talked about it tonight earlier, how the offensive line is sort of patchwork, not having big Quentin Zanders tonight, not having big Kaiwan Smith. Our mainstays, both starters from last year, being held out tonight. So there's a lot of adjustments that have to be made, but yet and still, the Tigers find themselves in the lead 23-0. And that's, again, because you have great coaching. Coach Brazelton and the staff and Coach Marino, they are doing a great job of making sure that they're clicking in all 3 phases. So if one phase is not working, you still have a strong kicking game. We saw 1 missed extra point, but our field goal attempts and the operation for the extra points has been very clean for the most part. You saw the defense step up. Jalen Wester, big interception. Another interception by Alvarez, and the big sacks by Jordan Renaud and Floyd Dozier Jr. So some very big defensive plays, and all 3 phases clicking. That leads you to a 23-0 advantage at halftime, and that's what wins ball games.
Yeah, thank you very much, Troy. With 6 minutes and 38 seconds on the clock here at halftime, we're going to take a break, settle in, but we'll be back for the second half kickoff.
Did you know that you can purchase a new vehicle online without ever having to step foot in the dealership? Using our new Shop Click Drive tool, you can search for your next vehicle from the comfort of your home or office. Select your purchase method and customize your payments. Value your trade-in, submit your deal, and boom, have your new vehicle delivered to you by a product specialist in just a few hours. It's as simple as that. Visit ConleyBuickGMC.com to learn more about our new Shop Click Drive tool. Conley Buick GMC, where we treat you like family.
Hey, this is Casey Scott, husband, father, artist, golfer, diver, fisherman, lover of life and family. Passionate about protecting our world's resources and capturing its beauty through my artwork. Although I live in Palm Beach, Florida, I buy my vehicles from Conley Buick GMC in Bradenton because they are passionate about protecting our environment and providing you with a great buying experience. They absolutely do treat you like family.
Hi, my name is Heather, and I bought my Crosstrek here at Conley Subaru. The eyesight feature in it saved my life. So I was driving down 41, a car pulled out and ended up causing an accident. Fortunately, my Subaru with eyesight helped save my life by braking and even slightly turning the vehicle as I was going through this. I love my Crosstrek. I hope you buy your car here at Conley Subaru, where they really do treat you like family.
Hey guys, it's Alan Conley from Conley Buick GMC. Halftime's almost over, so make sure you stay tuned. Go Tigers!
Back live here before the pregame of the start of the third quarter. Brian Varnador here, and we wanted to circle back on the trivia question that we came up with earlier in the broadcast. So we'll do that shortly. With the Florida versus Ole game tomorrow, what former Largo Packer wide receiver started Ole Miss and returned a punt 94 yards for a TD as a Kansas City Chief in his first NFL game in 2010? And your answer? Dexter McCluster. Ole Miss leads Florida in the all-time series 12-11 to 2. That came in from Jordan Varnador out there, knowing Dad is a Gator fan. So Dexter McCluster with a little bonus information there for you. But you know, the half, as it we have 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock. Really a interesting half, as Troy talked about earlier with the Palmetto Tigers. I thought really the defense really was shining out there, and you cannot discredit this Largo team with a couple of dynamic skill players that they have. TJ Holmes, the running back, and then the clusters out there, you know, are extremely talented. So to have a 0 on the board here, pretty impressive showing for those Tigers.
Yes, they definitely have some very good skilled players. They get the ball to start the second half here, Brian. We have to put these guys away. We can't sit back and allow them to get back into the ball game here, and let's just put this game out of reach and get the W.
All right, back to return the kick is Devon Williams back there, and we're going to have Ramirez for Palmetto. Alexis Ramirez kick this one off. Get a kick out of great service from our friends at DeVito's Auto, located in Ellington. Wanted to say hi to John DeVito. Usually I see him at the football games. Tommy DeVito, Vince DeVito, one of our great sponsors, the original, one of the original Tiger Vision sponsors here. So look in the middle of the field here. You're going to see interesting. Zorian gathered. You have out there number 31 for the Tiger, Wesley Newsom, the linebacker. He's out there. And generally, we see Jalen Wester out there, but maybe with after the injury, going to take some things safe. Chance Zipper is over here on the sideline. Number 43, Gavin Ogline, is the strong safety. He's a junior over here. And rounding things out over here, number 25, Nathan Dawes, the 6-foot, 160-pound sophomore.
Yeah, up 23-0. Jalen's a little dinged up. Smart to pull him, and let's get some kids in there that trying to get some playing time, get some experience, and cover these kicks.
Yeah, and you've got Ruben Stamp, the linebacker, out there. You see him make a bunch of hits, so he's going to be in the position Jalen Wester usually rolls with. Here the ball, get a kick out, a good service with our friends at DeVito's Auto, located in Ellington. Ramirez approaches, and a nice driving kick, very low, and it's down there at the 10-yard line. So really, there's a soccer player kicking it like a soccer player kicks, Ken.
Yes, trying to do that corner kick
No.
and kicks a line drive, and the guy tries to fair catch it and with his knees on the ground. And in high school, that means you're down. So a 0 return on that. Great. Didn't have to even cover it hardly.
As a former goalie in soccer, the footballers, they all get it up. This guy's having to learn to get the ball up in the air. When you're playing goalie, they're all hitting them at 3 and 4 and 7 feet off the ground. And that's what he did on that kick. It was just a screamer out there. Now Largo's going to start tough position, 90 yards away. Cross is back there at quarterback. He takes it, handoff to that side of the field, tackled by the swarming Tiger defense. Goes for a gain of about 3 on the play.
Yeah, they're built to run regardless. 23 down 23 to nothing. That's what they do. It doesn't look right here, but they're going to do what they can to try to get back in this ball game, and even if it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah, they like to load up on that one side over there, kind of a power formation, and then they like to run right behind that. So you've got 3 receivers out here to the left, 1 single out receiver out there wide. And we got 1 uncovered, that big tight end, number 5. Now he runs an out, and then he throws it over there, and that's going to be picked off, and that's going to be Jaquez Hughes, and he's cutting for the outside and tackled there. There's going to be flags on the play, but he's at the 5-yard line. What a return by Jaquez Hughes.
And that all started with a strong pass rush where the quarterback looks like he threw it off his back foot. Jaquez just sitting back out there in center field, eyes getting bigger, saw it, got the pick, and nice return, and we got some flags too to go along with it.
And he looked like and there was around him, the way he came out of that interception was amazing. So we had a holding on the return, but it's going to be first down for the Tigers. See if we can pick that up on the replay.
Here we go.
Watch this as he makes this interception. Watch what he does with his legs here. It's crazy. Twisting his body sideways to avoid the tackler.
Tell you what, the defense owes that interception to Miles Ormsby there. He was in the quarterback's face hard, ready to hit it.
Yeah, Miles Ormsby forced the errant toss there. Good call over there from Tom Porter. Zeppelin looks, and he throws it out there. Wide open receiver, and he is out there for 6. Now that's Quay Smith. Man, what a great play design on this one. Check it out. Quay Smith comes out of there.
Simple.
Right out of the slot, slant, and in for 6. 11:02 on the clock.
Nice blocking by the offensive line. They have played superb tonight, giving Josh time to throw, and he's just picking the defense apart.
DeJuan Smalley snaps that one back there. Good hold. Really nice looking kick by Ramirez. So your Palmetto Tigers with 11:02 on the clock lead this one 30-0. Really, it's been a lot of fun here tonight, but tonight it's really, we expect a lot of offensive numbers out of the Tigers. Tonight, the defense has shown tonight, Ken.
Yes, absolutely. They have, since the first play of the game, they have controlled the line of scrimmage. They have, which has given the offense short fields or turnovers, and the offense has taken advantage and capitalized on that's 2 unanswered in a row. So they're looking real good, really, in all 3 parts of the game, special teams as well.
Interesting. Looking at some of the chats there, I see Shaylee D saying Dexter is also in the Cotton Bowl Hall of Fame regarding the trivia question. There's a long driving kick, and it's going to be fielded at the 10-yard line. Running out hard on this return and goes for a gain to about the 20, right at the 30-yard line. But man, he came out of there with some intensity.
Yes, he did. Great job on the coverage. If you can keep him inside the 30, forcing him 70 yards, I don't think they've had 70 yards all night against this defense. I think the biggest play was that double penalty that got them going early, but then they fizzled as the half came. They have struggled all night against this defense.
Yeah, good play there by Jordan Simpson out there to keep the back from taking that one a long way. Quarterback rolls to the left, coming up hard for the tackle there. Good play by Dozier, but number 20 there, which is Sheldrick Simpson, with a nice play.
Yeah, that was textbook. Watch him right here. Come up and keep him on the inside, and there's half a dozen Tigers behind him to help out.
You got to love when big boys like Floyd Dozier there run halfway across the field to make a tackle from the defensive tackle position.
Yeah, the college coaches, the thing that they like about Floyd Dozier Jr., here's a guy that's 275 pounds, that benches over 400 pounds, but makes plays on the boundary at the sideline. I hope he comes and blows you out one time, Tom. 10.
Boy, I was talking. I missed something good, I can tell.
All right, 10:05 on the clock. Gurney looks, throws a little bubble out there. It's high.
Is that a live ball?
No, it's in front of the receiver, so it's an incomplete pass.
We saw on film where they had a pass just like that was behind the line of scrimmage, but the guy caught it. Yeah, nice try there by number 4, Cornell Hubbard, to at least get a hand on that thing. It was way overthrown.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Cornell Hubbard today. Number 4, he's shown a lot of elusive moves. He's shown a lot of toughness. Not the biggest guy out there. He's a 5'7" wide receiver, but he is a football player. Garrett Gurney awaits. He's got big T.J. Holmes in the backfield with him. Rolls to his right, steps up, and he's going to be tackled there. Great play by the defense.
Ormsby.
Nowhere to go, and that's Ormsby cleaning up. But really got to give credit to the DNs turning them in on that play. Check it out.
Watch the end pull him in.
Oh, and a stunt there where Floyd Dozier Jr. does a little twist move from the inside, comes around the edge. That's terrifying.
And then, yes. So you're a quarterback, you don't want to see that, and then you have to deal with Mile Ormsby. Not good.
9:25 on the clock, and it is punting situation here for Largo. Jaquez Hughes awaits. Boy, and that one's partly blocked, and it's going to be. And it's Hughes picks it up. So, did Dozier try to pick that one up? We've got
to see this one again.
It's blocked, and I believe Dozier
he could take it to the house.
Tariq Wagner with a block. Man, that was a crazy looking play there.
It's almost like we called that in the second quarter. I'm just saying.
And Jaquez was going to do anything to take it to the house, even with 3 guys on him.
Don't pick on us, Tom. I'm going to come back to you now. Ziplin looks things over. He's looking for the big ball, trying to put the dagger in, throws the ball out there, and incomplete pass. Looking out there, 2 choices, that combination route, inside out. And if you looked at Zorian Gathers,
I saw
number
that.
11.
Yes. Throw it to me. He's waving, and they were both open.
Open.
He had his choice.
He split the difference with the throw. You could have thrown it inside and then Zorian on the outside. But
what was impressive to me on that play was 12's catch-up speed there. At the end, he realized he wasn't, far enough down the field to catch the ball, and he put it in gear in a short time there to at least get his hands on that ball.
Yeah, that's Ratrell Crawford. He started first game tonight as a wide receiver, and he's been impressive.
He's a defensive guy last year, wasn't he?
Yeah. He can play. He can play anywhere. And that one's intended, really nice play. Intended for Gathers out there. Number 5 out there defends that. And number 5 is Connor Gurney. So there's 2 Gurneys out there. Garrett Gurney, the number 15, the cornerback. Then his brother's out there. We've seen him play in both ways. If you remember, he caught a pass early in the game out of the tight end slot. Now he's over there on the defensive side of the ball. 9:02 on the clock here in the third. 3rd and 10.
See what they do to move the chains here.
Coy Smith is out here with Zorian Gathers wide. Siplin steps up, nice throw out there, and that's going to be caught by Quay Smith, and it's going to be.
He says it's a first down.
I thought it was short, and it is short. Brings up a 4th and about 4. Palmetto Tiger offense staying on the field. A Cleve Benson, it's back there in the backfield with Siplin.
Nice comebacker there for Smith.
Uncovered receiver on the slot over there.
He's wide open, yes. I don't know if he sees him.
So, Josh Siplin.
Houston's wide.
Number 14, Elzavion Houston in the slot.
Looks like they've adjusted.
Sajel Hickson, it's Benson powers forward for the first down. But, looking over there, we had an uncovered receiver out there in the slot. But, looking at the defensive formation, Siplin looked things over and said, I got a good back here. Cleve Benson, he'll pick it up, and he did. 1st and 10 Tigers, 8-17. Gathers is out here wide with Quay Smith on the right side of the formation. Big tackle, Eric Bruss is playing right tackle. And ball's out on the ground, hustling back on that one. May have been picked up by Elzavion Houston. So, no, it is a turnover for those Tigers.
Well, let's take a look at that. I thought his knee might have hit the ground. Benson has played well tonight. He's part of the three-headed monster running back. Looks like he was diving and he hit the ground and he coughed it up. Hit the ground.
It looked like the knee. Yeah, very close.
He had some great blocking on that play. It looked like he might have tripped on somebody's foot or something because it was wide open. He just kind of fell on his own.
Yeah, got into the lineman's leg there and got tripped up and down very close to being the ground causing the fumble. But now big break here for Largo. They trail 30-0, 7:58 on the clock. They've got a big running right set here, high snap. And you can see him load up with that formation. It's a right run, and he goes for a 9-yard keeper on the play.
Yeah, we saw this in film today, watching them. They like to load up with that bunch and then try to run behind it. And about the bunch there, and just trying to get something going here.
So 2nd and 1 here for the Packers. Bunch formation here left. Now you can throw it out there or you can run wide. And things that are nice cut there, and that's a first down. One thing you can do out of this, you're running bunch. You got a lot of eye candy to the left, and then you're going to have a single seat receiver on the right side of the formation that can run down and for the future. So the play calling is sequential here. But really a nice package here coming out of this bunch formation and been very effective when we've seen that formation tonight.
Yes, this is one of their better drives with 2 first downs. Still have a long ways to go.
And Garrett Gurney out there, number 15. He has far from a clean uni. He keeps it, cuts it up to the middle of the field, has a huge running lane. Good tackle there. Coming up is Jaquez Hughes, but that's going to be a first down.
Jaquez Hughes, first down for Largo.
Yep. Probably the best run they've had running up the center of the field. They have had no luck, and I think that might have been the first time they crossed the 50 tonight. No, they're right on the 50.
So ball spotted right at midfield here at Harley Stadium in Palmetto. 6:35 on the clock now. Garrett Gurney, bunch formation over there to the right. Hands it off to the back. They run right off the formation. This time, Palmetto Tigers all over that one. Or let's see, number 50 out there for the Tigers, and that's Riley Jackson. Is listed as a offensive lineman, defensive lineman. Really made a great play there.
Yeah, we haven't called him, I don't think, in textbook play, keeping him inside and holding him up and making the stop.
Interesting. Riley started out, and we have a stoppage of the play. Is this a water break in?
I think it is.
Every day, 192 people in the U.S. die from drug overdose, but they don't have to. In Florida, if you're trying to save the life of another person, you're protected from prosecution by the Good Samaritan Act.
You just saved her life.
Again, we're back to live action here, and we were talking about number 50, Riley Jackson, who started the game tonight as an offensive lineman, and now he's playing defense. Again, that's part of the versatility and the ability for our coaches to coach both sides of the ball and get these guys prepared. So that's tremendous credit to that young man.
Yeah, great pickup there, Troy. And then with 6:02 on the clock, 2nd and 10 for the Packers. He rolls to the right, does Gurney. Now he throws middle screen. Good play. Squatting on that. I don't know if that was Ormsby. Let's see if we can get a number on that. No, it's Ruben Stamp. Watch this. As he throws it in there.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan
right
Renard. Jordan Renard, sophomore. Not supposed to be able to do that if you're defensive line, Jordan. Confuses all the guys up in the press box. Yeah, that's that 6'3", 255-pound sophomore. Goodness.
And Floyd Dozier disrupted the play, forcing the quarterback to throw early, which Jordan almost had an opportunity there to get the pick.
And the linebackers were squatting. It was perfect. They were really defended that play extremely well. Bunch formation over here to the left, and see if they're going to eventually go to that single receiver matchup. And it's a reverse, and there's nothing going. Ruben Stamp's there, and really fine play there by 28. And 28 is Caton Bodden. Did a fine job.
Outside linebacker playing backside and was sitting there waiting for the reverse and nowhere to go. Great job.
Still out of it's 4th down here and about 15. Probably may have the quarterback go out of a quick kick position, but that's 5 minutes and 11 seconds. They roll it back to him, and he just is tackled.
Chance.
No chance. And number 17 is Cedric Augustin, and that's an easy one for him. 5'11", 220-pound DN sophomore.
Just
coming off there clean.
And
got his arm underneath the offensive tackle with a little rip move and speed. One thing.
That's 10th grade speed too.
One thing we have seen with these Palmetto Tigers will be interesting here. The 1s, 2s, and when the 2s and 3s are out there, they look like 1s. You're not seeing the drop off. Our slogan here is one town, one team, but the 1s, the 2s and 3s look like 1s out there. Not much drop off. Ziplin. Rolls it out there. Nice catch out there, and that's going to be Gathers. And he's got a 1st down on the play.
Inside the 25-yard line, 1st down Tigers.
Nice catch. Is that number 13, Brian?
Well, Kaiwan Smith went out with an injury last week, 6'3", 275-pounder.
You're right. It was Gathers. Good catch.
Yeah, Gathers was out there on the catch, but Kaiwan Smith was out there on the field. Good to see him back in the offensive rotation. Nice little route there. Excellent play call. Goes for a gain of about 6 on the play.
The offense has not had a lot of time to have repetitions, but they are clicking on all cylinders here.
That's your slant off the RPO action, and great read by your quarterback there. Got the look that he wanted. Great to see Josh Ziplin with a perfect call. Pitches out Sajel Hickson. Look at that. He was appended, landed on his hand and his feet, goes for a nice gain, and that's McCluster coming up with a good tackle. Number 1, Xavier McCluster, but that's 3rd, and we'll call it about a yard and a half.
Lots of opportunities here with the playbook open up.
I like to throw the slot to the corner. And let's see. William. He looks, and there's a hand, fakes a handoff, and he keeps it, and he goes for the first down, does Siplin on the keep play. Siplin looking nice.
Siplin and moving the chains, that's the key. You got your stud running back here that everybody's going after, and our 6'4" quarterback who's got some nice wheels easily gets the first down. Player down.
3:17 with a player down on the field. Really nice. You know, one thing we've seen, the RPO can be a very complicated offense to run, and we've seen Josh Siplin. It's a second-year quarterback. Last year he got playing time, but it was a lot of running clock type games, so he didn't get a lot of time and experience, but it looks like he has it figured out. You know, he's making the right reads out there. He's made some good throws out there. He's an excellent runner, but he looks like he's doing a great quarterbacking job tonight.
Yes, and he's been in the system. He knows what to do. We just haven't had really an opportunity to see him. He has been very dedicated. It's obviously he has been in the weight room. He's put on 20 pounds, and he's really got a good understanding of this offense, and his reads have the reads. This is a very athletic defense he's up against, and his reads have been spot on.
And it's great to see DeAndre Paul. He's a 5'11", 164-pound, number 21 junior that came up to make the play. Good to see him walking off on his own power there. Palmetto Tigers driving here. It is 1st and goal.
Got Floyd and Renard in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an incomplete pass, but the Palmetto Tigers second down here. We're in Obie's best fresh veg red zone.
Okay, was that Floyd there? Was he the one they threw to?
They threw that to Jordan Renard.
Okay, I'm getting my number 9.
Yep.
Okay.
And Floyd was on the other side going out for a pass. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but hey.
Well, it's going to give the
big boys eat.
Defensive coordinators that have to look at this film something to think about when they
That's
prepare.
Nice. You got a 255-pounder out in the route and a 275-pounder out in the right. Loaded up backfield, and Siplin keeps a nice move that he made on the DB and just cool breezes his way into the end zone. There's going to be a penalty after the play. Palmetto Tigers lead this one 36-0.
Yeah, looks like a helmet came off. But yes.
Watch the move.
Oh, right there. That's what Brian was talking about. That was the key on that play right there, and he just outran the guy to the corner, and easy 6 points.
Just
he is amazing the way he moves, Brian.
Just ankle breaking cut there. You know,
we're used to seeing LaJonte do that or Bubba Butler break your ankle, but this is a 6'4" quarterback.
Yeah, 6 foot, 205-pound quarterback out there.
Breaking ankle.
The other thing is he had 2 big old blockers in front of him, but somehow they all missed 17, and he had to make that play himself right there and avoid that tackle for it to happen.
Yeah, good point.
Face mask penalty afterwards. It will be marked off on the kickoff. And we got another flag out there. The snap was good by Smalley. The hold was good by Siplin. The kick was good.
Amazing sugar cookies tonight. Thank you, Shelley, for I think they were actually peanut butter, but good shout out there for making those cookies every week for us.
Which I have not had a single one. Troy and I are looking at each other like, cookies? Yes, what?
I'm sorry, buddy, but I think I snuck one before we came in the building.
I had one, and that's my bad that I didn't bring you one up here to the press box. But
they are awesome.
I know our camera guys who were upstairs saw them come in. I brought them in. They came down and got some. So I apologize, Brian.
Yeah, look where we're kicking off from the 45-yard line. Two dead ball penalties there. And this is one of those places, if the score was tighter, you would go straight onside kick right here. If the score was tighter.
Yes, sir.
You know, and this is one of those things with dead ball personal fouls. I wish they would put a rule in there if you're going to have dead ball penalties afterwards. If they can drive it through the upright, you get a point.
Good idea.
So there's a high kick, and it's going to be driven into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. But, after the extra points, those kind of things, and you got personal fouls going on, I'd like to reward the good citizens out there. And if you can kick it through the uprights,
yes, they
you get a
have
point.
something like that in the NFL with a free kick on a punt return.
That's right.
You have one play, you line up like you're kicking a field goal. If you go on YouTube, you'll see the 7 times it's happened in history where they've tried it. I don't think anybody's ever been successful, but they plan for it. And I like your that would be a good move for high school football here in
oh
Florida.
my goodness, Kenny Burton, the 7 times in history that it's happened.
Probably more. I'm just guessing.
No, it's probably accurate. Sometimes I fact check this stuff. And
You
it's
better
just
fact check that one.
It's crazy the stuff that Ken Burton is able to pull out as far as stats and things like that. Now there's a quarterback keeper hustling around the edge, and a really good play. Number 29 there, Jordan Simpson, held his ground, turned him in, and the pursuit was able to catch him.
And again, our defensive line, Simpson there, beat his guy and came from the other side on the back end and made a great play.
Loving that Arctic Air replay today, Ken.
Yes, and I see my my gym is now, there they are, City Fitness, right in downtown Bradenton. I'm there every day during the week. James goes, and great place to go get a workout. Try them out.
1:49 on the clock here in the third quarter. And there's a route out there, tried to block the defender. Look at the shake here, and a great run, first down on the play.
And yes, you're so right, Brian, but what I like, if you watch number 29, Simpson, he stays with him here, right there. He misses him right there. But look, you run to the ball. That's what they teach you to do. You run to the ball until they blow the whistle, and that's what they coach defensive players to do. And he put a good move on him, but he also stayed there with him, toe for toe.
Might have had a block in the back or illegal block out there on that play because they're going to back this one up. And with 1:03 with the clock rolling here in the third quarters, Palmetto Tigers leading this one 37-0, commanding lead.
Yeah, I believe we're under a running clock here. So this game will fly from now till the end.
Garrett Gurney has TJ Holmes, really hasn't had the opportunity to get things going, has Holmes. Gurney keeps it, runs the middle of the field, makes a good read there, and he goes for a gain of about 10 on the play, brings it up to the original line of scrimmage, bring up about a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, hats off to the Packers. They're still fighting here, trying to get this offense going. You see little bits of brightness here, but they have struggled. And I think they made it right to the 50 earlier here in the quarter as this one's coming to an end.
3 seconds on the clock, 2-1. Clock goes to zeros here at the third quarter. Let's go to a break.
Hi, I'm Andy Egebrecht, and with my dad Don and brother Danny, we own Andros Boatworks. Andros boats are quality custom boats built right here in Sarasota. We depend on GMC Sierra trucks to pull our boats and get the job done. And we deliver boats both locally and internationally. I suggest you go to Conley Buick GMC. You'll see why we chose their family business to support ours. After 18 years and I don't know how many trucks, at Conley Buick GMC, I guarantee you'll be treated like family.
So tell me, what was actually the name of the award? It was you were the #1 stream in the streaming awards. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Hey guys, Chris Conley here from Conley Buick GMC. Hang on for the fourth quarter and remember, go Tigers.
Hey Ken, we saw the brains behind the broadcast there, clicking spree.
Yes, they are the ones that make the magic happen. It's not you or me.
No.
We get to talk football and have a good time, but all this stuff with the yellow and the the pictures here and the stuff happening down there with the computers and stuff, they make it happen. Thank you guys. Great job.
And I look at you and I, Ken, and I think all the credit has to go to their mothers No doubt.
You got it.
And there he runs. He loses about a yard on the play, so that'll bring up he gets a let's call a half-yard gain on that, and so that'll bring up a 3rd and 7 here. Clock is rolling here. 11 minutes 42 seconds on the clock.
Yes, Jordan and Chad installed brand new 4K cameras, and they're still working out the glitches. Everything's worked well tonight. We had instant replay going. Great job with our camera crew, director. Been a great broadcast. All we got to do is talk football.
All right, so now they have a 4 in the. What they were trying to do is to have 4 in the formation, coming across the formation, end up with 4s over here to the right of the formation. And what you can do when you have a formation with 4 on one side of the field, you just run it to the 3 defensive backs, and then you can sometimes, have a confusion in the coverage, and you end up with a big play. So one guy may post, and then you have one guy just is running an arrow route, and there's confusion in the secondary on the shift.
And you just hope they bump into each other and somebody breaks open, and they need a shot in the arm here to get this offense going. Like I said, they got right to the tip of the 50-yard line here last quarter, and that's the closest they have come to our end zone.
And I think that's probably the goal tonight, is to keep them from crossing the 50-yard line. I mean, they've actually rushed the ball pretty well, but they've kind of shot themselves in the foot with penalties and bad snaps to the quarterback and turnovers. So, hey, if we can keep them from crossing the 50-yard line, that's going to be very interesting.
That's Matt Brazelton. Great calling tonight as a defensive coordinator.
And what a luxury here at Palmetto. See some changing things up on the defense, but there's really no drop-off. This time he looks out there, and it's going to be sacked. But you got to give credit to the young cornerback over there. Comes up, or safety comes up and covers the back. They were just going to slip one out of a little X delay here, a little slipper out the back right there.
Yes.
Staying with it.
Yes.
Cam Holden, a sophomore.
Yeah, we're seeing some real clean jerseys on that defense. So they're getting the backups in there, and we're, like you said earlier, we're not missing a beat here.
Great job by Cam Holden. He's one of my Lincoln students. Came over and played for the Lincoln Trojans, and Coach Rick over there and the program we had over at Lincoln the last 2 years. So
awesome.
He knows how to play.
And that's why we've put Steve Johnson into early retirement. We've got an educator here. Steve Johnson. We've got an educator here from Lincoln that teaches math.
We went to school with him, didn't we?
Yeah. Steve. Oh, there's a.
Oh.
He muffed that one. Going back there to return that was Tyreek Wagner, and that'll be a first down here. But kind of that was another knuckleball. It didn't turn over. Kind of an odd-looking
swung
rotation.
His leg, so it goes to the left, and just unfortunate turnover. They might have their chance to cross the 50 here.
Tariq was thinking, he's about to make a house call here in the game. I'm back, return this punt. Tried to make a little too much happen. 9:35 on the clock.
That's okay. You just have to catch it first.
That's probably the toughest skill to have, is to field punts and return it.
Oh,
you're
crazy to be back there anyway. People running at you full speed.
Oh my! But if you make that first guy miss, you got a better chance of, making a really good game.
I'd have to disagree. I think it's long snaps. That's probably the hardest skill in the game.
You're right. Forgive me for that, Tom. I forgot.
But I think punting. One thing you rarely see here at Palmetto, back when Ken Burton Jr. sitting next to me, I remember he would punt the ball so high over the top of the lights at the stadium, and you would lose it, and you rarely see that. Ken was really a pro, and Ken's embarrassed over here, but the hang time that he had on the kicks and the height is something. They say, what did they do better back in the day than before? Here you see a bunch of kids that are 6'5" and 200 or 300 pounders. Well, I can tell you this: as far as punting went, my sidekick here, Ken Burton, really one of the best, really impressive punter.
I have 2 words for that: Randy Hodo. He was my long snapper, and you're only as good as your long snapper, Tom Porter.
Amen.
Right? We agree on something.
Absolutely.
He could
Old
flip
Randy
that thing,
Hodo reference.
He could flip that thing back with his wrist 20 yards, and I had all the time in the world to punt the ball.
That's why my punter was terrible.
Yeah.
He never caught the ball because I threw it over his head all the time.
Well, Randy's sister, Deborah Hoda, is probably watching us out in Colorado right now.
She's out in Colorado.
Denver, right?
She's got another one out in Las Vegas, and his parents are back in Sarasota now. Emma and Pop Hodo.
Oh man,
good friends of my family.
Oh,
yes, he's a good guy. He's back working for the sheriff and has worked federal and great athlete, great basketball player.
8:34 on the clock, 37-0. Palmetto hanging on this lead, really trying to pitch a shutout. And is that a linebacker there in the middle of the field? Good golly, long pass down there. Well, it looks like a deep. Who is that playing linebacker
pick it up here
there?
on the screen and point us out, Brian.
It doesn't make sense. It's like when Herschel Walker was running with the track guys. The linebacker out here.
Let's see if we get the replay.
It's absolutely huge. I don't.
Is he still out there?
Was that number 60?
60. I don't have him here on my roster.
This right here?
You've got. He's out there dancing now, but you've got to get a name for me there, Tom.
I'll do it.
But he is huge out there playing Mike linebacker.
Right here. Yes. He is. He's a monster. He's out there in coverage.
Oh, look at that play.
Oh, he missed him.
And he goes for the first down. So Tom's going to hunt around.
Did you see him drop back in coverage? Do like a cover two. Look at him drop back in coverage.
Look at that. It makes no sense. That young man is too big to be playing.
Number 60 is linebacker Kobe Morrell.
Kobe Morrell.
We don't know that Morrell name around here very well.
Morrell,
freshman from Lincoln.
Livonia.
It's got to be related to Lewis and John Morrell.
Yes, that's the whole clan there.
They were a year ahead of me in school, 2 years ahead of Brian. Great family.
Yeah, and Lewis was fast.
They were all fast. John, both Johns were fast. Yes.
But man, I mean, he's got
sub 100 meters.
Yeah, but this young man probably goes.
Kobe's a hitter.
Yeah,
he's not quite that big, but he's
down the sideline. Good
there
coverage
we go.
on there.
Great
Picked
job.
off, and his knee goes down out there.
Number 7, Tariq
It looks
Wagner.
like Tariq Wagner. So here you go. He's going to erase that muff punt earlier.
Exactly.
So you know what?
I'm just going to pick him.
Let's just erase it right now. Let's be done with it. So you watch him drop back here in coverage. Great position over there.
Yeah, he wanted it more than a receiver.
Who's coaching him up over there? Hewitt is coaching him up.
Actually, one of my nephews, Ezra Robinson, graduate of Tennessee State, All-American, got undrafted signee with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Originally signed with Michigan State back in 2012. So he played behind Darquez Denard, who was a Thorpe Award winner, and some other great players at Michigan State. So he kind of knows how to play.
But that's just ridiculous. Now, at this late point in the game, you're rotating players in. The coverage was just awesome. That was textbook cornerback play.
Yeah, the quarterback lofted it up there, and he wanted it more than the receiver and made the pick. And like you said, made up for the punt. And what punt? I'm going to just pick this ball off.
Great.
What kind of commercial was that?
Right.
Look at those pyramids by those cheerleaders. Aren't they? Man, look at this.
Yeah, some of the best athletes out there are out there with the cheerleading unit out there. Now this one goes, number 6 is in the game, and that's Jamal Williams, 5'11", 180 pounds, goes for about a 3-yard gain. And one thing about Largo tonight, you're trailing by 37 points, but There's no quit in them.
No, they're playing. Hats off to them and their coaching staff. Had some setbacks getting here tonight, but they're still playing hard. We got a change in quarterback here, Brian.
Nuka. Zamarian Lane back there at quarterback, and he fakes it, and then he's going to step up, and it's going to go for no gain on the play. Looked like a little quarterback draw. 5 minutes and 5 on the clock. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it looks like he wanted to throw it to the back there out of the slot back there, and it just wasn't there, and got covered up by the defensive end.
Clock is winding here. Number 36 checks into the game. Tom, number 36. Talk to somebody. Arctic here. Hook me up and let me know. Number 36. 36.
Quarterback.
36, not 80. I think he had 86. 36 this week. Okay. Nice run. And no, yeah, that's number 30 for Rockland Lodge. 5'7", 104. Man, he's got some really good moves.
36 is Zymarian Lee.
Yeah, Zamarian Ling at quarterback. He wore 86 last week. Now he's wearing 36.
50 number, 50 points.
And I know a little bit about Rockland Lodge. Hit it.
These guys got some fresh baby faces coming off this field. These must be a freshman and sophomore they got playing because they look very young.
But yeah, Rockland.
Yeah, all of them are freshmen.
He's an ankle breaker the way he runs.
And the future is bright here. I mean, Morrell at middle linebacker as a freshman. Lang is quarterback as a freshman. They all came from the winning LMA program over here at Lincoln, championship program.
And this time, Jaquez Hughes doesn't get a very good kick off of there. It's going to go for a very small net. But, Jaquez is out on the field a lot. He's got to be gassed, and he's out there punting. And pretty soon, I think we're going to have Gavin or – is in a week or so we'll be back there doing the punting duties. But, Jaquez Hughes has done a very admirable job filling in. That's his most terrible effort there. But he's done a great job.
He's gassed.
I've had my fair share of those, and it's the worst feeling in the world because it wasn't anybody's fault. It was a good snap. They blocked, and you just shanked it. It happens.
So you've had a 3-yard net punt there, Kenny?
I've had some 10s and 12s, and I don't know if I've had a single digit.
Looked like they moved a little earlier, get it out there on the bubble and going hard and really good speed over there because that's number 4, which is Cornell Hubbard. We've talked about him, but was that Zipper out there closing that one down?
I don't know if we can get a look on the replay. They're going to hurry up.
Gavin, number 43, Gavin Ogline showed some great closing speed to get over there. And this time, there he rolls for lunging and has the touchdown. So no shutout here tonight for the Tigers. So with only 2:03 on the clock, Largo scores the first points of the game with 6. So a minute 58 here on the clock. The Packers are on the board.
And this is pretty much what happened last year, 44-6. They got their score. We were up 44-0 halftime and let the subs play. And I know Matt Brazelton wanted a goose egg for his first shutout as a DC, but we all understand we got to get these kids in here and get them some plays, and it's all good.
So the kick is up, and it is no good underneath there. It went underneath the crossbar.
Sucker.
So, Garrett Gurney, the quarterback, he keeps it. He goes for the touchdown, drives in there. Then he goes and holds the ball, and then kicker just hit a line drive underneath the crossbar. I don't know how that didn't get blocked from one of the defensive linemen because it was, at its max height of about, 8.5, 9 feet.
Yes, yeah. They just probably missed it. It went between two of them or between two hands or arms, and we may not. That might have been the last play of the game here, Brian, because this clock's not going to stop, and they got to kick off and do the return here. We'll see.
Well, even without a kick, I'm going to say to our great sponsor, one of the originals, DeVito's Auto, get a kick out of good service with our friends at DeVito's Auto, located in Ellington.
I've seen them at City Fitness at 6 in the morning, working out before they go to work.
What is this thing that you guys call a gym? What is that all about, Ken? What happens there?
You lift weights and
pass.
James is pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I just try to do half of what he does, and I'm good with it.
So with 6 seconds on the clock, there's a timeout on the field. After the game here, we're going to have Tom Porter with his sideline report first. We're going to follow that with Troy Bellamy and his stats, and then we're going to go final commentary and credits, and then we're going to have some fun with the guys with Tiger Vision and Clicking Spree to close this one out. But we're going to start it off after the game with the Tom Porter sideline report, and then we're going to have Troy Bellamy with the statistics here.
That sounds like a great way to end a great night of football, Brian.
My first question in the Tom Porter Arctic Air Scott Whitaker sideline report is going to be, Coach Robbie Stevenson with 6 seconds left. Why did you call a timeout? We're ready to go here, buddy.
He's got
so
a new
excited.
coverage, a new kickoff return coverage.
He turned around, somebody yelled at him, and he said, "What?"
So Sajal Hickson's out there. Zorian Gathers. They're expecting, Jaquez Hughes is out there.
The hands team.
And here comes the kick. And it's a driving kick. Nice kick. And it's fielded back there by Cleve Benson, and he downs it. So very respectful move by the coaching staff there. So the clock should just run off here. So at the close of this game, the final score tonight, 37, and the Packers 6. So as Tom, this is as we go through the uniqueness of this situation here with social distancing, everything that goes on. Tom's usually doing player interviews and things like that, but the players, are keeping their space. There's no shaking of hands. It's always odd as we wrap these games up, but really summarizing before we kick it to Tom, just another impressive showing. Firstly, by that Palmetto Tiger defense.
Yes, Brian, absolutely. They dominated this game for the entire 48 minutes and were ruthless to the Packers offense. They could not get anything going. Their biggest play was a 30-yard penalty. They crossed the field on the short punt and got a score at the end. Great job. Offense stepped up and made plays when they had to, and it's good overall effort, special teams, and our Tigers are still recognizing the band. That's a Dave Marino tradition.
And really, with Coach Marino, has to be impressed. So they're going to take a knee here, and they're going to have Matt Brazelton on.
Hey, we talked about it in the beginning. Eyes up. It was going to be a team effort. Offense, defense, special teams. Still a lot of stuff to clean up. Okay? Offense, maybe struggle a little bit early. Defense, we responded. Every time you get a rep, it's a chance to get better and make a play. We did that. Then the offense started rolling. You see the result. Okay, young kids gave up a touchdown late. Okay, Dad, take all those reps serious. Every play matters. Every rep in practice matters. Okay, come to work tomorrow, ready to go. Okay, Braden Rivers on the clock, boys. It's getting serious now. Now, hey, great team win. Hey, tomorrow let's clean up our mistakes. Get ready to go to work. Get win number 3. Get a break.
Hey, guys, with head coach Matt Brazelton. Coach, another outstanding defensive performance from your Tigers tonight.
Yeah, man, I can't say enough about all these coaches. Again, we talked about it before the game. We needed a team effort, collectively. We knew what Largo presented. Came out with some different guys at quarterback. 3, obviously all the talent he brings. And so kids did a good job. And then, Coach Butch Stansel and Ezra Robinson in the secondary, what a great job they're doing with those guys. I mean, I didn't think they would throw that much. We got them in down and distance situations, similar to last week, and we're able to let them throw the ball a little bit and cut our D-line loose, and we had a chance in secondary. We made some plays.
You mentioned it to the team. Obviously, the offense a little bit better this week, started getting rolling a little bit. What worked and what didn't work for your offense?
Well, a lot of people don't know we had 2 offensive linemen out. But we have a saying here, no excuses, next man up. And I thought those guys embodied that. They imposed their will and just wore them, stayed the course, trusted the process. Again, that's all we asked them to do, give a great effort, fight for 48 minutes, and I think you saw that tonight.
These teams have been playing. They're tough teams normally, maybe not having the best of years so far. But you also mentioned Braden River, a big nemesis across the river. It's circled on our schedule every year. Talk about the importance of the Tigers showing up next week and giving it 100% effort.
Yeah, I mean, we got to go on the road. We started at home, and now we got to see how we're going to respond on the road against a very well coached, great quarterback, great offensive staff over there, and they're going to come to play. They're going to be excited, and we just got to match their intensity and then raise ours a little more and just keep doing what we're doing. We don't need to do anything different other than come to work, learn from our mistakes, and keep trying to get better each week. That's the goal. If we just worry about Palmetto, play Palmetto football, and get better each week, we'll be fine.
All right, Coach, great win.
Thank you.
Hey, guys, just wrapping up this Arctic Air sideline report. Just, great effort by the Tigers. As Coach said, defense is just – that's what I love about high school football. From one year to the next, you don't know what you're going to have. Last year, our offense was described as a buzzsaw. This year, we're trying to find our identity on offense. But, man, defensively, we've got to be one of the best teams in the state. We've got to be. The amount of talent, almost a shutout tonight, almost a shutout last week. I mean, we really have arrived on defense. Obviously, offensively, we're going to have to step it up to beat the likes of a Braden River and a Manatee. But you see the team, coming together, and you can see it changing from week to week. So hopefully they get it put together for this next week against Braden River, and we have a great showing.
Thanks very much, Tom. Before we go over there, we thank Scott Whitaker and Arctic Air for his great support of Palmetto Tigers, and something you can tell about the attitude of the team here. Players were out there voluntarily running gassers after the game without the coaches coaching them up. That's impressive. So that tells you a little bit after a long game. So now I'm going to turn it over to Troy Bellamy, and he's going to give us some game statistics.
Well, fans, again, we have a big 37-6 home win against a foe that we played last year, Largo Packers. Last year, again, as Ken mentioned, we won that game 44-7. That game was pretty much over at halftime with our explosive offense. Score very much the same, very reminiscent, 37-6. The highlight of the game was our defense. Again, the only time they crossed the 50-yard line was because of a mistake, a muff punt or perhaps a penalty, and those were the only times they crossed the 50-yard line after we had heard so much about their vaunted running game. TJ Holmes, a big-time prospect over there, he had 9 carries for 15 yards, and that's another tribute to the defense being able to step up with guys out, guys banged up, and the coaching staff having a great game plan, to stop their main weapon. I think Ken mentioned that he is about 65 to 75% of their offense. And to hold him to 15 yards means that they're not going to cross the 50-yard line. That's huge. Gurney came in, and he did a good job running the ball and passing the ball, as did Jazion Cross. But the big bugaboo for them was that they had a total of 4 interceptions. So the defense really stepped up there. For the Tigers, Josh Siplin, still in training here, taking control of the team as a quarterback and the leader of the team, had a pretty good night tonight. I mean, he carried the ball 7 times for 62 yards. I think that's him getting used to the offense and making those reads, and it was a very good tribute to the line and his ability to read and step through and score twice on the ground. And then he was also able to throw 2 scoring strikes through the air, both of over 20 yards, one to Xavier Houston and the other one to a new partner he has in Raytrell Crawford. Quay Smith. Quay Smith he hit 3 times for 34 yards and a touchdown. So he did a great job. Sejal Hickson, very pedestrian night tonight. We know he's our workhorse, and I think it's very smart for them with these games coming up to not burn him, in a game like this. He had 5 carries for 30 yards. He runs so hard, He takes a lot of punishment, and he took a lot of punishment last year, getting over 1,300 yards. So tonight was a night off for him, and I think that's a good thing. We got a lot of running backs, young running backs, and other guys that can carry the load, and so he got the night off pretty much. Cleve Benson had 5 carries for 19 yards. So overall, the Tiger offense was able to amass 192 yards of offense. We had about 45 yards in penalties. And that's going to happen early in the season. And again, the bulk of that was those 2 15-yard penalties that after the which gave Largo a first down. We're still trying to find out what happened on those plays. I think one was a face mask and then a dead ball penalty. Yeah, and then again, the opponents, the Packers, amassed 123 yards of offense, and again, their big bugaboo was the penalty and the fumbles and turnovers. So with that being said, the Tigers deserve to have this 37-6 home win, and they've been playing very well, and we're excited about the prospect of this coming week coming up against Braden River. Big game. You heard Coach Brazelton talk about it, and we can get that offense clicking. Get more yards, get a little bit more production in the passing game. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting game to see Josh Siplin against Shaki Atreus. Should be a great game. Tiger fans, thank you again for listening to me and letting me come into your homes. We're going to turn it back over to Brian Rondor and Ken Burton.
Thanks very much, Troy. Really an impressive game tonight, and defense wins the day here at Harley Stadium. And we're looking forward to the offensive team going on that clicking spree like our great sponsor, but the guys down in the truck that run Tiger Vision here. So let's wrap things up. Tonight's final score from Harley Stadium in Palmetto, Florida. The Palmetto Tigers 37, the Largo Packers 6. Be sure to join us again next week, Friday night. And tonight we missed our compadre, Rick Wells, was out there playing hooky tonight, but he'll probably be back with us. But be sure to join us next week, Friday night, October 2nd, as the Palmetto Tigers travel to Braden River. We again thank you, those #1 fans of the world, for watching Tiger Vision as presented by Conley Buick GMC. For great high school north of the Manatee River, you're only going to find it here at Harley at Palmetto High School. One town, one team. Go Tigers.